Hey there guys, and welcome to episode 8 of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host Josh from Crossbar Capers, and with me today I have two special guests. The first, Lachlan. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Very good, mate. Thank you for being here.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
No problem at all, buddy. Our second guest, who seems to always turn up on these episodes, Ben from Corner Flag Games. Mate, how are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me on once again.
No, mate. Thank you for sticking around. It's muchly appreciated. On today's episode, we will be talking, obviously, the two games that have been played since we last caught up. So that would be the game on Saturday against the Central Coast, and obviously the FFA Cup, which finished up yesterday. So yeah, we'll get into it, mate. So obviously, guys, your thoughts on Saturday's game, Ben?
Difficult for me to comment on the game, considering I couldn't watch it and I wasn't there. And you planned that question towards me, didn't you?
I did, mate. I did. I know you're a massive Twitter follower, and I know the Jets do a great job, obviously, on Twitter to keep the fans up to date as they possibly can when the games aren't available to us. So
Correct.
Yeah. So I thought, obviously, I'm sure you've read Twitter and seen, obviously, we had a draw and everything else.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I was watching the Twitter feed roll. My phone was binging at me every 10 seconds.
Yeah, so obviously, all three of us actually couldn't get there to the game. So to say exactly performance-wise from the guys on the pitch, it will be very difficult for us to question on it. But obviously, we did pick up a couple of injuries. Ben Kanarowski picked up an injury pretty well just before kickoff, and I believe there was a couple of obviously other little niggles and so forth in the camp. Lockie, mate, what have you, from what you've heard, obviously, because as I said, you weren't there, your thoughts on the result? Fair result?
Yeah, I reckon it was. Considering where our preseason is, it's been considering how many injuries we've got. I reckon it was pretty good. It was a lot of exposure because a lot of build up to obviously Usain Bolt. That took it away. A lot of people there just to see him in particular. But from what I've heard from people, yeah, not a bad. Like Dimmy was at his best still. It's promising. Even after last night's efforts, we've still got just too many injuries, and if we can get our heads around those, we'll be a definite force in the upcoming season.
Yeah, so as I said, obviously we started out with a pretty decent starting 11. Obviously, Mossy was away with family commitments, so obviously Noah James started in goals for us. But we did start obviously with Hoffy and Boogs, Jugarkovic, Petrados, Vargas, Georgieski. I believe Katruma's picked up a knock in that match as well, and Riddington and obviously Topper in the back line as well. So we did start off with a pretty decent lineup, to be fair. Obviously, with a fair whack of youth on the bench, which they definitely got a fair run from what I've seen, obviously on Twitter in the second half. So, look, yeah, I think moving forward, obviously, it's going to help obviously the youth in the long run. Obviously, get game time under their belt and obviously give Merrick something to think about. Obviously, as Lockie was just saying, we are a little bit short on the on-pitch department, obviously with our starting 11, with obviously Canner out and obviously a few other knocks that we'll talk about, obviously with the FFA Cup. Yeah, I'm not too sure, obviously, if Usain Bolt was actually there. Do you guys know if he was actually there or not? I didn't pick up on it.
Yeah, he definitely was, because Andy Roberts posted a photo and signed his program, so he's definite. And the supporter page has been going off. Yeah, there's a lot of exposure. Like he's bringing a lot to the league, even if he hasn't got a contract yet. His exposure to this league at the moment is just amazing. How much I didn't realise how much it would bring.
Yeah. Look, as I said, that's the biggest thing. Obviously, a lot of Jets fans as well, and obviously, I'm sure I think even some of the A League coaches have somewhat had a dig. I believe the Adelaide coach had a crack, and he wasn't too gentle with him. But yeah, look, as I said, as a playing aspect, I don't know how he's going to go, and I think nobody.
I've seen some YouTube stuff like playing. I think he was against like an England Select 11. It wasn't anything particular, but yeah, like there was some glimpses. But yeah, it was. There's definitely younger kids that are not fully developed, but
yeah,
that it's hard to see someone like that just come in and basically take the piss out of it, really. And then there's no like showing these kids going, well, there's no real development there. You just go and chop and change, and you can play in this league and earn millions of dollars. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think Laurie summed it up best to me the other week, where he said to me that he's obviously watched his videos and stuff like that, and he can he's seen him juggle the ball and trap the ball and stop the ball, and as Laurie said to me, he said, "Mate, I'm nearly 60 and I can do all that. Where's my contract?"
Yeah.
So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, they play. This is recorded on Thursday nights. They've got a game tomorrow night against a select side.
And they're paying, and
big dollars.
People paying to come watch,
big dollars. I think it's something like $20 a ticket or something like that.
Yeah,
from what
for a trial game.
Yeah, from what Laurie and I were saying, when I was talking to Laurie last week, obviously, he was saying it's about $20 a head or something like that. But obviously, it's
that's disgusting. I went to the FFA Cup last night for $10, and I took my stepson with me.
Correct. And obviously, as we were saying, Laurie and I were talking about, obviously, it's apparently been it's been broadcast live on Fox Sports.
So it'll be on Fox Sports. Yeah.
So obviously, they're trying to make a bit of money back on that, because obviously that'd be a fair whack. But against the Select 11 side, I think that's a bit extreme. If it was against another A League side,
that's a whole different story.
Yeah, or even not even an A League side, even just like one of your Sydney sides, your NPL sides, or something like that. At least, I look again. I don't know what this select side's going to be. I don't know who the hell's going to play in it. But surely, in my head, I've got to. I'm thinking an NPL side would be a better suited side to play against than a Select 11 who, God knows, may not have played a game. That they probably never played with each other. They probably had a week to sort themselves out. So, look, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I was actually talking to Chris from SportsCastle the other day, and he was saying that even though, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with his contract and obviously how he goes and stuff like that. People, even myself, and obviously Chris was saying, he goes, you're still going to go down there, jump on the train or the car, and go down there and get a glimpse just to see what he actually, is like on the pitch.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, because I don't think the footage of obviously what we're going to see on Twitter and on the news and all this sort of stuff is going to do it justice. Unless you are physically watching it, as a spectator and obviously a critic of obviously what he's doing to the A League, obviously taking the piss or friggin' trying to make us money, or whatever he's trying to do here. Obviously you won't know until you physically see it. So, look, as I said, if he does get a contract, good luck to him, and I'll definitely pay money to go watch him play, just to say, just to get my thoughts on it, because obviously said, and you and I and Ben have obviously all seen, there's been so much carrying on over it. Me and Lockie got into a massive argument with a couple of Coastie fans a couple of weeks ago on Facebook, because they thought we were jealous because we didn't sign him. But anyway,
apparently he was offered to us and we passed him over.
Well, so get our scraps.
Not according to Laurie McKenna. I've heard
of course they get our scraps. They've still got Hull.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm just waiting for BK to come back personally.
Always had a soft spot for BK.
Yeah.
So have I. Yeah, I've talked to him many times.
Seasoned veteran. Yeah, he deserves to come back, especially now if Mossy is number one and we don't really have a backup keeper. I'd be trying to pluck him back, but obviously, he's playing first team keeper at the moment, so I don't think he'll be coming back too soon. But yeah, obviously a fair result in the end. They're obviously getting a draw. Look, it's gonna be hard until obviously we sign the striker and obviously probably another player as well that we're looking at two at the moment, I believe. So until we get a hold of those two guys, I don't think the fans per se are gonna be happy.
On board,
yeah. I'll say, I think it's going to take time. You know what I mean? It's
of course,
it's going to take time. People are obviously already whinging now that why haven't we signed a player yet? You've obviously got the likes of Sydney and everyone else signing players, and they've been at the club for maybe a month or more. Again, if you haven't checked my last episode with Laurie McKenna, go check it out because obviously as he said, made perfect sense. We're still a little bit away from the season, and we could have signed a player 2 months ago, correct?
Yeah.
But those guys are now getting those clubs are paying those players for 12-month contracts
instead of 9 months. Yeah.
Correct, is where obviously once we do make this signing, we'll be looking at probably a 9-month contract if it is a a season-long loan or whatever. So obviously, look, they're thinking about the cost and saving money and stuff like that. So yeah, look, as I said, everyone's just going to have to be patient and see what comes about. Obviously, he said that obviously the new guy they're looking at, obviously who'd signed personal terms and everything. He just obviously had to go through his medical and everything else. Yep. So he's virtually over the line, but you're just going to have to wait and see what it is or who he is and.
Well, officially, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Ben, have you got any idea who you reckon it might be?
Oh, look, the way that the Jets have done about it, I wouldn't even say that it's a money saving effort. I think it's just more. There's two ways you can describe it. It's very much getting the best bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Why pay somebody $100 a week for 12 months when you can pay them $150 for 9 months? That to me is the way they've done it is actually quite logical. It makes the player feel that they're actually getting more.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And look, to be perfectly fair, and I think giving the young blokes a run like they did, on Saturday, it's not going to hurt us. We've seen that these guys. Of course not. We've seen that these guys performed well, obviously over in Asia, and the likes of Simmons and Langless and I think the other
Angus Thurgate.
Yeah, Thurgate, Tapaldo. There's a couple of blokes in there that obviously I think are going to do the job at the end of the day, and hopefully they'll get a run or a chance. Obviously, we're used to picking up injuries.
Local lad Kieran Hayes. I know his brother very well and his dad from Kaiba days, and he's the captain of the youth squad, and just he's someone that I'd love to see get a run, get a chance to train with that first squad, have that kind of that local through and through local, born and bred. It's good to have that kind of
exposure.
Yeah, exposure. Sorry, I lost me there. It's just amazing how much a local kid like that can make a big difference to a squad like the Jets. It just makes it so much better to have that. Like Angus, he's just re-signed for another 2 years. Like that just shows he's from Port Macquarie, but he's still local. Like it's just really awesome to see that kind of these kids come through the ranks and get their chance.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with you there, mate. And obviously, I think next season I'm going to get to a lot more of these Jets youth games in the NPL, because I think obviously a lot of these guys, it's not exactly easy for them. Obviously, even Ben and I went and watched an NPL game against I think it was Charlestown and Adamstown when he was up last, and the level between those two teams and obviously the Jets youth is different class. You know, these guys are 19, 17, you know, some 15.
Yeah, playing against old heads, yeah.
Yeah, playing against obviously guys who are experienced, A League veterans.
Yeah.
You know, even
seasoned first graders.
Exactly, seasoned first graders. Even if they're not haven't cracked the big time, you know what I mean? They've been in the NPL since they were 20 odd, you know what I mean? So, yeah, they've done well. Obviously, just to be up there competing with them. So
yeah,
and I can't think of obviously anything a better way, obviously, to progress your talent and obviously progress your skills and stuff like that. And obviously playing against blokes who have been there and done that.
Well, they go from they don't really have an off season because they go straight from NPL all the way straight to NYL, and it's a long. It's basically a 12-month season.
Correct.
It's insane.
Yeah, correct. Obviously, it's no different to the women as well. I suppose obviously you can't take them.
Yep.
You can't knock them back as well. Obviously, I watched the grand final, the WNPL grand final the other day, and you know, Merriweather and Warners Bay, like they tore shreds off each other.
Yeah.
So,
I love watching the women's game. I remember last season when the Jets played at Amy Park, I got there early because it was a bit of a double header, and I said to the missus, I'm like, come on, you know, we'll go and watch the women play. And she's like, what do you want to go watch the women play? I said, trust me. I said, I want to go and watch the women play. She's like, yeah, all right. And she thoroughly enjoyed it. She thought, you know, the girls' game is just as technical and just as good and just as passionate as the men's game.
Yeah.
And the difference in that being that the women actually won.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. And obviously, there's a few. Good on Merriweather for getting up over Warners Bay. It was a cracking game, absolute cracking game. It was virtually back and forth. I don't know if Lockie East might have seen it or anything like that, mate. But it was.
I didn't get there, but I saw the highlights. Raleigh. I used to referee Raleigh in the state league, and just phenomenal. One very good play, and that's why she played for Melbourne City. They come back to the local league and ace it here. It's credit to her.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, you'll see a few of those guys in the A League, the W League this season. So yeah, righto. So we'll move on, obviously, from the draw against the Central Coast, and obviously we'll virtually just close it there with virtually a scrappy performance. But I would say nothing to stress about. Leading still probably what we've got a month or so left before obviously the season starts. So I'm sure Ernie will get a fair few more trials in there, and obviously as Laurie said, I think they're going down to Sydney mid-September. I think it is. I think it's about the 15th or something like that to play the under-19 Socceroos or something like that. I think the Joeys. I think. Yep. So. Yeah, look, obviously, you know, that'll be a big test for them, and obviously whatever other games we get. I think we've got another game against Sydney FC at some point. It was in the plans. I don't know if it still will be, obviously, with Sydney progressing through. But yeah, obviously, we'll move on to the FFA Cup result. Benny, mate, you were there, so you're going to have the best... best analysts on the feel of obviously how the game was and how the boys played, etc. Obviously, my internet was absolute cactus, so I didn't get to watch it until the second half, thanks to one of the guys on the Newcastle Jets Facebook page who virtually illegally live streamed that for everyone on there. Muchly appreciated, mate. Whoever that was, I don't know who exactly was doing it, but yeah, I got to watch the second half. Lockie, did you watch the game?
I did. I had to pay $5, but it was worth. You do what you have to do to support the team. But look, I got to applaud Bruno Fornaroli. Just they should have known. Don't give him that much space, because if you give him a centimetre space, he'll punish you, and he did. And that's basically the bottom line. Like Mossy, wow, such a solid performance. He managed to that save that just. Reaction save saved us from going further behind or going behind to start with. Yeah.
Personal opinion on that. Mossy made the best of a bad situation.
Exactly.
Very true. Very true. So, as I said, we'll get Ben's full take on it from start to finish. Obviously, he was at the game with I think it was just shy of 4,000 fans there. Mate, your thoughts on it, mate?
Oh, geez, where do I begin? Do I tread lightly? Do I be nice? Do I...
Mate, there's no
completely
definitely
honest?
No, yeah, 100% be honest. Obviously, it's
All right.
I think it's what everyone wants to hear, and obviously, as I said, Laurie listens to the podcast, mate. So I'm sure he'll be happy to hear the criticism, mate. As he said on the episode last week with me, he'll take everything on board. So
Yeah.
go nuts.
Without being too detrimental, I mean, I don't really like to single out players, but in some cases, I am going to have to. The boys they were slow out the gates to begin with, which is just like us.
Mm-hmm.
City did not want to turn over possession. They wanted to hold as much possession as possible, which made things very difficult for us, sort of drawing us in as well at the same point. On the other side of the coin, when we did have possession, we couldn't keep it.
Yep.
Passes were going left, right, and centre. Some of the passes throughout the game were absolutely woeful. I couldn't pick out. Look, I don't know how it looked from the TV coverage or not, because my opinion may vary because of the TV coverage as well. I haven't watched it back yet.
Mm-hmm.
Vargas was doing a lot. It looked like they were using Vargas as the linchpin in the midfield.
Yep.
Trouble was, especially in the later part of the first half and going into the second half, we struggled to get the ball from defence to midfield, which made things very, very difficult. Mossy had some really fantastic and outstanding saves in that game, like just come out of nowhere, just complete reaction saves. He saved bacon there. My honest opinion.
Before you go on, you obviously, as I said, you've virtually stated that Vargas had a pretty well good game. Obviously, the fact that he came back a little bit later than everyone else, the fact that I still don't think he's nowhere near 100% match fit.
Oh, nowhere near it.
There was a lot of criticism, obviously, on Jet's Twitter and obviously Facebook and stuff like that, virtually saying that he was rubbish and he didn't play. Obviously the fans are obviously expecting him to friggin' be a Fornaroli week in, week out.
No.
And it's not going to happen.
No.
He's not even that type of player. He's not even in that... I'm not going to say he's not in that league. He's in a completely different style of football. He plays completely different to him. And, I'm with you. I think he played not fantastic, not great.
Serviceable.
100% serviceable. But yeah, continue, mate.
To go into the same point as well. City weren't exactly playing well either. They were actually playing pretty woeful as well, having some of the similar issues that we were having too. As much as I love Cowburn, but as a player, and he's a good servant to the club. But Josh, you will have heard me say this for many a season now about Cowburn. He still gets caught out of position way too often. And it didn't take long for City to realise that was the case and target him as the weakness.
I've heard you say it plenty of times.
It became obvious. The sad thing was Dimmy played well for about the first 15 odd minutes.
Yep.
Not to say that he played badly, but you can tell the knock that he sustained early on in that first half really, really, really slowed him down. He was visibly, gingerly jogging for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Which sort of took him out of the game.
Yeah.
And made him a little bit less effective, thus putting a little bit more pressure on Vargas in that midfield. Redenton, I thought Redenton actually played quite well. Should have had at least a goal or two. Which leads me into my next point about the entire game for the Jets.
Yep.
The thing that frustrated me the most, and I dare say that that this is something that generally doesn't get spoken about. It's generally the opposite way that it gets spoken about. The Jets were playing too nice when they got the ball forward into attacking positions. 90% of the time, the cutbacks that they were making were more difficult than having a bit of gusto and being a little bit greedy and taking the shot yourself.
Yeah.
Multiple times, if we'd have taken those shots and the player had just been that little bit greedy, we'd have scored. Multiple occasions.
Yeah. I can't say much for the first half because I didn't watch it, but the second half, so many chances there. So many chances where even if they'd missed, the fact that they're willing to have a go would have been enough for me.
Balls in the box.
It's it. If you're in that 18-yard box, have a go. Like, not all the time, obviously. Obviously you want to be looking for that cutback. But if it's not there and you're not sitting virtually on the baseline, have a crack.
That's right.
It's that simple. I think from what I could see of the second half, a lot of people have their doubts, and obviously, they have their ups and downs with obviously Ugarkovic. I don't think he had a great game at all. Ugarkovic is one of those players where if you can't see him and he's not doing much, he's doing his job. He's probably doing his job, and that's exactly right. But personally, I think I've seen too much of him, and I don't think he was pushing that ball forward. Obviously, to Riddington, and obviously the guys who were up front in front of him. Georgieski, outstanding again, I think.
Always is.
I would say. Nobody played fantastic. There's not one player in that side, other than probably Moss, that I could say outstanding performance.
It was pretty mediocre.
100%. Hoffy was, solid as usual. Yeah. He made a few mistakes, and he probably should have scored once or twice that I've seen.
Well, a lot of the second half they ended up playing him up front as the striker.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be our best bet. Is until we can find if one of these signings isn't an out and out striker, Hoffy's got to Petrados. Yeah, he's good, but he hasn't got enough game time, and he hasn't got the experience that O'Donovan has. O'Donovan, most of his goals came in that 6-yard box, tap ins, and he was just there. But he knew where to be.
Yeah.
But moving on to more of the second half, I was privileged enough, and yes, I say privileged enough, to have Matty Vandenberg sitting a couple of rows in front of me for the second half. Out of the 4,000 people, just under 4,000 people that were there, he managed to find my little campsite that I've made myself. But me and him were discussing things, and very brief, just discussing things. Second half, boys were noticeably sluggish, more so than usual. Bugard was very off throughout the night as well, but then I read in an article today that's since come out that he's been struck down with a virus, which would explain a lot.
Yeah.
But the second half is, in my opinion, where some of the magic and all the excitement happened. Fornaroli throwing his hands up in the air, going at the referee, "Come on, give me a free," and it never happened because the ref was pretty well wise to it. Mind you, Vargas was trying similar things in the first half. But the best one was, and I don't know what he's like as a person because I've never met him in person, but Steven Ugarkovic seems like the type of player that takes quite a bit to rile him up. But between him and Bruno Fornaroli going chest to chest and handbags at 10 paces, it was quite entertaining to watch. Between that and the 10 or so Melbourne City active support 16-year-olds that got kicked out by security, it was a very interesting second half to watch.
Well, obviously, I think the biggest thing I took out of that second half with City, with the fact that they used one sub all game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so they still had 2 subs on the bench that they could have used, and obviously not only 2 subs. You know, they had the likes of friggin' O'Halloran and Pierre. Spit it out in a minute. Ferreira. Yeah, is his name. Dylan Ferreira, who I think is a good young player.
Definitely, yeah.
So it'll be good. It'll be interesting to see, obviously, again, from a City's fans' perspective, obviously, it'll be good to see if he gets a bit of game time, because between him and Azani last year, I think is the only thing stopping the young Dylan, the young bloke, getting a crack. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes and if he gets game time this year, because he looks the goods.
He's one to watch, definitely.
Definitely going to be one to watch. And Halloran still on the bench. Like if you're not using him, you can definitely see, obviously, the fact that they were comfortable. And you bring in.
I was about to say, but don't get them wrong. Don't get them wrong. City did field quite an inexperienced and quite a youthful side as well, with the likes of Harrison Delbridge, who actually got the man of the match.
Well,
which I was quite surprised about, considering he Falcon Voyitzer in the face.
Definitely wasn't my.
Lockie's gone away from us for a moment, so we'll let him.
Poor. I feel for now. We all know I've got a spot for Ivan.
Big soft spot.
Yeah, I've always rated Ivan. I like him as a player. But yeah, the poor bastard copping the Falcon last night. Like,
oh, good on him.
I watched the City player. I watched the City player line him up. I saw it coming well before Ivan did.
Yeah, look, but at the end of the day, I suppose, that's what you got to expect playing in the A League. I suppose credit to him, he didn't whinge about it, didn't roll on the fucking ground like most people.
No, he's a tough lad.
He got up, dusted himself off, played the rest of the game, and now he's got a friggin' burst eye socket and friggin' Christ knows what, and la-di-da, and retina problems and bleeding into the eye.
I'll see the optometrist.
Mate, yeah, that's it, absolutely, mate. So, mate, if you want to see a good eye specialist, hop off down to Jasmine to friggin' Lachlan's dad's friggin' Eye Care Plus. So, yeah, friggin' he'll sort you up there.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored. He's not sponsored. But all things aside, look, we were sluggish. We weren't contesting for second balls. And some points we weren't even contesting for first balls.
Yeah.
I see it sort of. Look, we were very underdone. The lads looked tired. With a lot of injuries in the squad, I think that I would see the loss as a bit of a blessing in disguise. To the simple fact of, okay, Melbourne City, go chase your domestic cup.
and you know what though, if we did progress further, we've then now got to juggle that. So now we can actually concentrate on our pre-season, get that out of our blood system there. Yeah, we went further than we did in any years we've been in.
Yeah.
But it's like I reckon the next game's got to be critical.
Yeah,
that's where we want to be. Like whoever it's against, if I think it was possibly going to be Sydney, but whoever it's against, it has to be clinical, has to be tidy, and just ready to roll. Really.
We also need to be focusing on the ACL stuff too.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing.
Correct. I think I was talking to Lockie. Lady, I think it was last week we were talking, and I said that I think the Jets need to play a lot more. Well, not a lot more, but obviously a few more friendlies against your NPL sides. I think the fact that we have the luxury of being able to do that in our own backyard, local teams, obviously the season's just about done. So
perfect timing.
Perfect timing, obviously, to get in. And the guys are the NPL guys are as possible match fitness as they possibly can be.
It opens up a door as well for some of those gems, so sorry to speak, but those gems that could really that haven't had that chance, but all it takes is that one shining performance, and you could find that one person that really could make a difference.
Yeah, it also brings into the fact as well is that playing ACL qualifiers and things like that, we're going to be coming up against teams that we've never really played against before. So there's that unknown of how the other side play. It's whereas in your A League you've got your sides, and their structures vary, but only very slightly depending on managerial and player changes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're semi-half worked out beforehand. By playing against local NPL sides, you've got that unknown quantity. You don't know how they're going to line up. You don't know how they're structured. You don't know the players. Well, to the footballing extent, if you know what I mean. You're not coming up against the same lot of players that you do every year, just maybe at a different club or whatever. There's that unknown that they've got to, it'll help them as players learn to assess what's happening in front of them and react and structure themselves around that in a short space of time.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I'd definitely agree. I hear obviously they're not NPL, obviously League One, but I hear Cooks Hill's available for a game. Bell Swans absolutely smacking them 3-0 the other night to get through to the grand final there. Cooks Hill reigning champions, undefeated, and what have you. And obviously, I would have liked it to be Thornton, but obviously, unfortunately, West Wallsend got over them in the end. So we've got West Wallsend versus Bell Swans. Lockie, you looking at possibly getting down to that one, maybe, or?
Yeah, it's going to be hard because this Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be because I've got it's right on Father's Day too, so we've got. I'm hoping to sneak away, but regardless, it's going to be. It's quite. I know a lot of the Westie guys down there, and
you do.
Just 11 years since I think their last title.
Yep,
it'll be a long time, and it's going to be. I really hope Westie get up. I really do.
Yeah, well, it's going to be played at Jack McLaughlin Oval at Edgy's home ground on Sunday, which is interesting.
There was a vision of the field, and it looked absolutely mint. It's always been really good, but they've just taken it up another notch. They did a little bit of an interview, I think, today, and absolutely mint.
If you got a prediction, mate, who are you going to tip?
Look, last year, I really think Westie could upset, but I actually think Belsons will probably win by probably 2. I reckon it'll be 3-1.
3-1. Yeah. I don't think we're going to go. I don't think Bell Swans. I think after the if they played like they did against Cooks Hill, the fact that they come out and absolutely annihilated Cooks Hill off the park, where I don't think there would have been anyone in Newcastle who would have tipped against Cooks Hill. The fact that they played that well against them, I think West Wallsend's going to have any chance. I don't think.
Doesn't West Wallsend have the Golden Boot winner for this season too?
Yeah, I did. I was reading a little bit into that. Yeah, so from what I can remember, he still is the leading. He was the leading goal scorer, obviously for the obviously just a normal competition. So look, it's going to be interesting. It's good to see Westie back. They were in a fair bit of trouble there a while ago while I was down in Melbourne. From what I was reading, they went through hardship and Christ knows what.
4 years ago, they were lucky enough to field one team, and they had to get. I think they got 18 players, and they managed to get themselves like a first reserves and under 20, under 20, under 19s, and they managed to get it. And that was when I was just finishing up refereeing. And they were nearly about to fold. If they didn't get that 18 players by that deadline, they were going to fold. Yeah. And now you fast forward 4 years, and they're in the grand final.
Look, as I said, I'd love them to beat Bell Swans, only because I'm not a big fan of Bell Swans. Obviously, my days at Adamstown. Bell Swans was a pretty crucial place to go down there on the water down there at Bell Swans. So, look, I hope Westie give them a fight, but I think Bell Swans going to be too strong. While we're on it, obviously, may as well continue on with obviously the local leagues and stuff like that. We've got Edgy versus Lambton on Saturday, and Broadmeadow versus Maitland on Sunday. So obviously, the first leg of that was a 1-1 draw between Lambton and Edgeworth. So nothing splitting them coming into the final leg, and.
It's a grand final rematch too. Like
it is. It is.
Yeah.
And
Josh and I were there last year watching that grand final. And
I watched it on Bar TV.
Yep.
And look, it's going to be an absolute cracker, obviously, at Edgy on Saturday there between two heavy hitters, So Maitland, obviously, in a different story, they've got it all to do on Sunday, down 3-1 at the moment against Magic.
3-1, yeah.
So look, Maitland, they've got a talented squad. A lot of good youth players, like younger blokes in there. Obviously, your senior lot like Matty Thompson and so forth.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think I read the other day. Obviously, it doesn't matter who gets into the grand final. Out of these four sides, we will see a matchup between players from the 2008 grand final, A League grand final. So, there's obviously you've got Central Coast blokes in both sides and a couple of sides, and obviously a few Jets players in the sides. So, Lockie, what do you reckon, mate? Lambton Edgy?
I think too much experience with Josh Evans. I think it is their captain.
Mm-hmm.
He's just quality, and that's the big thing that comes. Like, they're very youthful, although they don't have McBreen. Daniel McBreen was one of their best. It's just like the Jets that they've just lost their striker, but they've got some quality. I think Edgy will just sneak through. I reckon they'll probably get a 1-0. It could be another 1-0 draw, and it will go. It'll be very tight. It'll be one goal in it.
Yep. Rightio. Ben, mate, I know you're not you've watched a few games, obviously, in the NPL, and you've seen a few games of Lambton and so forth, and obviously Edgy in the FFA Cup, and obviously Lambton there as well. So what do you reckon, mate?
Mate, I agree with Lockie, but I'm swinging the other way. I reckon Jaffers.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Look, it's hard. Obviously, a little bit got more of a softer side for Lambton. Obviously, my cousin plays for the boys, Benny Hay. So
is Ben playing?
Look, yeah. As far as I know, obviously he was struggling there for a little bit. He made his way back into the squad against them in the first league, so he missed a couple of games there. So he should be back around to go firing. So hopefully another bomb from outside the box like he did against them in the mid-season.
Is Griffo playing?
Griffo
should be there.
Griffo should be there. I believe this will be his last game. I don't think he'll play next season. I suppose it'll all depend, obviously, with how this. Now that he's full time, obviously with the Jets, it'll just all depend on what's going on and how much travel and stuff like. He might still be on the books, I suppose, and play when he can. But definitely won't be massive influence like he was this year for him. Obviously, you still have his brother and everything, all the other guys there as well. So, look, it's going to be a tough game. I think Lambton are going to do it. I think it'll be 2-0 Lambton. I think they'll keep Edgy quiet on Edgy's home soil.
It'll be interesting. It'll be one way or another. It's going to be a cracking game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it's going to be.
I'll be watching that.
Yeah, look, as I said, if I'm not working on Saturday, I'm going to try and drag the missus down there to watch that one because I think personally, to me that's a grand final just there.
Oh, by far.
Oh yeah.
These guys are going to go at it 100%, and they're going to leave nothing on that pitch. I guarantee you. Maitland Magic, mate. Obviously, I'll get mine out of the way. I'd love to see Maitland there in the big dance, but 2 goal deficit against Magic, who look, they got blown out of the park, obviously in the FFA Cup match last week, by a well and truly much better outfit. Yeah. But I don't see Maitland crawling that one back personally. I think,
especially at Magic Park.
Pardon, sorry.
Is it at Magic Park?
No, it's up at Cook Square Park. Obviously up at Maitland there. Yep. So
okay, so Maitland's got it.
2:30 kickoff on Sunday. Yep. So I'd say Magic will probably scrape away. Probably 2-0 win.
Yeah.
Benny, Loggy, your thoughts?
Benny, you go.
Alrighty. I will admit I've seen a lot more of Brody. I don't know a lot more of Brody, but that doesn't discount the fact that about Maitland. I know Maitland are very strong and a very youthful outfit as well. But again, I'd clawing back that deficit, knowing what I know about both sides, I just think Brody are just going to be too strong for him.
Yeah, I agree. It's you when you look at it, you've got your away goals, and that doesn't come into play, but it does. In your mind, it does.
Yeah.
Basically, you're 2-0 down before the game's even kicked off, and it's going to be hard, but it's going to be a hard pitch up there too. So the ball's going to bounce.
Oh yeah.
When I used to referee state league up there, it was because I refereeing, it was full on. Like it was a hard pitch, but Maitland they'll be used to that, so they will probably use that to their advantage. I'd love to see Matty Thompson and all those boys. They look after their youth too. That's the big thing. They look after the youth. They bring all these kids through the system and they actually use them. They don't just go and sell them off to other clubs. They that's what I like about them. And I'd love to see it. I would actually really love to see Lambton versus Maitland. That would be a cracking grand final. But I really think Magic would still edge them. They'll get a good 2 goals, I reckon. I'm calling it 2-1.
2-1, mate. 2-1. Yeah, obviously they've got
Magic.
Yeah, look, they've got a decent squad. So look, hopefully they go all right. They've got Matty Comfort up there, obviously as well.
Yeah.
I think he's banged in a few this season. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. And look, good luck to them. Hopefully they give Magic a run for their money. As you said, it's a prick of a ground up there. I've played many games, obviously at state level with Adamstown and Toronto up there, and it's a pain in the ass. It's rock solid. It's dusty, and I think the only guys who know how to play on there the best is obviously Maitland, who play in there and train there week in, week out. So
Magic are also going to have Oxborough back as well from suspension. That's going to be a even bigger
that's massive.
A-League experience can make a huge difference, and in this kind of league, you can see what Matt Thompson's done with his experience and what Breen and what Josh Rose. That's a pure example of coming straight from A-League to that experience is going to be he'll be a big influence, a huge influence on Sunday.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. So good luck to Maitland. Obviously, you got the Thornton boys as well up there. You got Carl and Liam. So I think they've played nearly every game this season. So look, good luck to them. And I tip Magic Lambton final. Hopefully, we'll see what happens.
Either way, any 4 teams, definitely will be Magic. I guarantee, definitely Magic, but. Whoever wins out of Edgian, it's going to be a cracking game. Absolute cracker.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
And it's going to be at McDonald's Stadium again, I think, is it? Same.
Yeah, mate, MJ Stadium. So they've got the rights again, which I think's good. I think it's it's good to see. Obviously, the guys being able to play on the big stage, and they do it all up with the friggin' technology and the friggin' hydro shit and everything else, all the fireworks and shit. So no, it's good to see, and obviously. Depending on obviously what's happening, obviously on the Saturday, I believe it is Saturday the 8th. Yep. So if you're not doing anything, Lockie, we might even venture down there if you're free, mate.
The one weekend is it September, isn't it?
Yeah, the 8th.
I'm at the casino for a wedding. I have to live stream it though.
What a bunch! What a bunch of assholes bloody having a wedding on the friggin' NPL Grand Final.
I know. It's just ridiculous. I'll be. The iPad will be charged. I'll be making sure I can get network.
I'll be watching it. I'll be watching it studio.
Well,
I'll Chromecast it.
100%. I love Chromecast.
Oh mate,
so I did last night.
Can't knock the Chromecast. Well, if the wife lets me, I'll be definitely there. So, whoever's obviously keen to come down, more than welcome. Come down and chill out with me.
Last year was great. Yeah,
it's a good experience. It's a good experience, and as I said, if whoever's listening to this or whatever it is and is thinking about coming down, and I'm more than happy to do the next episode live from the game. So if anyone wants to jump on with me, more than welcome. So just leave a comment or something down the bottom in the channel and we'll tee it up. But we'll move on, obviously, guys, to the EPL and start wrapping up the episode. So we'll have a quick wrap of obviously round 3 of the EPL. Plenty of interesting facts. Plenty of red cards. Southampton picked up one. Bournemouth and Everton picked up one each, and obviously Huddersfield with a one as well. So interesting fixtures. Obviously, we won't go too much into it, but obviously the main ones: Liverpool still undefeated, 1-0 against Brighton. Tottenham smacking United 3-0. You can't get much better than that, as far as I'm concerned. Good to see him struggling down the bottom there. Benny will be happy. Fulham got up, so I'm sure you're happy about that one, mate. I think you tipped Fulham in this one.
I think I might have gone the draw in that one.
Oh, really? Well, there you go. I thought you tipped the Fulham. Maybe it was me. Hopefully, I will check the. I did start going through the previous rounds and that to see how the tips are coming along and who's in front. But yeah, we'll move in obviously to this week's tips. Obviously, I've got you two boys here, so I'll get your tips live. But I'll obviously let everyone know what Chris has tipped for this week. So we'll move in, mate. We'll go to the first one I've got here. 9:30 kickoff on Saturday night. Leicester and Liverpool. Ben?
Leicester, Liverpool. Bear with me a sec. Let me pull up my sticky notes. I've got Liverpool over Leicester, mate.
Liverpool over Leicester. Lockie?
Yeah, definitely Liverpool. I'm not kidding when I say it. They're actually a force to be reckoned with. Like, they're going to be. I don't know. Josh has a very strong tie with Liverpool, but I really think they're gonna do some damage this year, and they're already showing it. So definitely Liverpool.
Yeah, Chris has gone Liverpool as well, and I'm definitely going Liverpool. I'm gonna head down to the Cafe Cafe there at the top of town. Lockie, mate, if you're not doing anything, more than welcome to join us. The wife and all that's my wife and all that's coming down, and a few other of the boys. So
it's a 9:30 as well, which is
early
good.
kickoff, mate. So yeah, more than welcome. Obviously, more guys we can get in there. Doesn't matter if you support the Reds or not. Head down to the Cafe Cafe, and as I said, the top of Newcastle there. 9:30 kickoff. So cheer on the friggin' boys. Next game we'll move into is Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Ben?
Crystal Palace versus Southampton. I've got the draw. I'm picking the draw for that one, mate.
Picking the draw. Ooh.
Yep.
Interesting to see what happens. Obviously, what did we have last week? I think Crystal Palace. How'd they go last week?
Wasn't a fort.
They got beat by Watford last week. Palace. And
that's right. Yeah.
Southampton got done by Leicester. So obviously, two teams looking for a win.
Yeah.
Benny's gone the draw. Lockie, mate, what do you reckon?
I've gone Southampton.
Yep.
It'll be a close one. I reckon they'll pimp him just.
Yep, no worries. Well, Chris and myself have gone Palace on that one. I tipped Palace last week and they friggin' jipped me, so I hope I'll tip them again and hopefully they'll get up this week. We'll move into another one. I believe, Lockie, you're going to really upset me again this week. So, Ben, mate, Everton, Huddersfield.
I've gone Huddersfield this week, mate.
Love your tip, mate. That's fantastic.
I reckon they're gunning for it. I've got this funny feeling. Call it superstition, mate, but I reckon the Terriers are going to get up there.
Boys.
Yeah, I reckon Moyes boys are going to do the jump on them.
Yeah, mate.
I've gone
Lockie, mate, come on.
I've gone the other way.
Yeah.
I've gone Everton.
Yeah, you twat.
It'll be interesting. That'll be actually an interesting match. The Wolves game, I'm actually interested. That'll be not a bad match.
Yeah, so Chris is we'll get through this one first, Lockie, mate. Don't try and jump me gun on my own channel. So Chris has gone Everton as well. So it won't be speaking to him until next week till we do our episode, our MPL wrap for the season. So on SportsCastle. So I'm definitely not going Everton on that one, mate. I'm going Huddersfield for sure. I think, in all honesty, but I think I'm with Ben. I think Huddersfield are due for a win. They didn't play too badly against Cardiff last week, and obviously got a draw out of it with 10 men.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see if any of those sides get another red card, considering Everton got one as well. So we'll have to wait and see with that one. Brighton, Fulham. Ben?
Fulham, mate.
Fulham.
Yeah. Sorry, Matty Ryan, but no, I reckon Fulham are the goods this season.
Yeah, right. Fair enough,
against
then.
those lower ranked ones. They're playing some.
Yeah, they are. They're playing some good footy.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, Lockie, what do you reckon, mate?
I've gone the draw with this one.
Go on the draw, mate.
Yeah, it will be either one of those nil or draws, or it'll be they'll score one each. I can't really see it going to all things like that. I reckon a draw for yeah.
Yeah, look, it's gonna be interesting. Obviously, Fulham they got the goods over Burnley last week 4-2, and obviously Brighton they didn't play too bad against us. We definitely didn't played our best. I'm sure obviously there's plenty of blokes out there that think that we played fantastically and Brighton just outplayed us. But look, it was a scrappy match, and they're bound to come for us. And obviously Brighton they turned up the play, and they well and truly could have had a few goals. So yeah, I'm gonna go a draw with this one myself, and I think Chris has gone a draw as well. Chris has gone a draw as well. So a couple of draws there for us. So I have to wait and see what happens there. Guaranteed, someone will win. I always tip draws, and someone seems to win on them. So see how we go. Chelsea Bournemouth. Ben, you gonna tip against Chelsea this week?
As much as I hate your Francozola at the moment, I'm going to have to go Chelsea, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, Lockie.
Definitely Chelsea on this one.
Definitely Chelsea.
100%.
Yeah, obviously Chris has gone Chelsea as well. I'd love to tip against Chelsea, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna. Don't think it's gonna come against Bournemouth, unfortunately. So all gone Chelsea on that one. Next one, mate. Here we go. Now you can have your moment. West Ham versus Wolves. Benny?
As much as it pains me to do it, I've got beef on both sides here. West Ham United, or being owned by Birmingham's ex-owners, and Wolves, another West Midlands club. But I am going to pick Wolves, mate, over West Ham.
Wolves, Lockie.
Yeah, I've gone Wolves over this. They've been a surprise packet in this, because they were from the championship, weren't they? They got pushed up, and I really think they've done pretty well this year. This in the early starter, it's only early, but even though it was a bit of controversy, but in their goals, but yeah, I reckon definitely it'll be Wolves for sure. It'll be tight.
He's going Wolves. Chris has gone Wolves as well. I'm going to go I'm going to go the other way, mate. I'm going to go West Ham for this one. I think they played pretty well against Arsenal last week, and they were pretty unlucky to get obviously done the way they did there. A couple of late goals there for Arsenal. So I'm going to go West Ham on this one. So guaranteed, I'm sure they'll get beat as well. I'm fantastic at tipping, so this is why I've decided to make my own tipping comp with no real money or whatever involved, because I'm
horrid at it.
Yeah, that's it. I can sit and I can tip away and shit like that, and I'll guarantee I'll get them all right when nothing's in. I just sort of like, who do you like, whatever, and they'll probably win. But as soon as money or whatever's involved, wank. So obviously we'll move on to Manchester City against Loudy's Newcastle. What do you reckon there, Ben?
I reckon City are going to do the tune, mate.
City going to do the tune.
Sorry, Loudy.
Lockie, mate.
Yeah, sorry, Loudy. That would make it 2. City definitely. Yeah, I reckon it'll be 3-1 City if they can pull their finger out. Because last week was just they probed and pushed and everything. But credit. But yeah, definitely. I reckon they'll pull their fingers out. They at home. I think
City's at home. City's at home.
Yeah, I reckon
City's
they'll
at
be too strong. Way too strong at home.
Yep. Yeah. Look, I've Chris has gone City as well. Look, I'd love to tip Newcastle in this one. I think they played well against Chelsea to get only beat 2-1. But City's a completely different class to Chelsea this year, I think. And City's just going to be way too strong at home. I don't see them getting beat this week. Moving on again, speaking of Arsenal, Cardiff City versus Arsenal. Ben.
Going with the Gunners on this one, mate.
Going with the Gunners, Lockie?
Yeah, Gunners as well, because they've they've been feeling they haven't pulled any really good performance yet, but I reckon this will be the one where everyone starts pulling out left, right, and centre. They'll be doing really well this round, I reckon. So definitely Arsenal.
Yeah, well, Chris has tipped Arsenal as well. Terence from Wireless Vlogs will be doing backflips because we've all tipped Arsenal this week. So guaranteed he's probably sitting there going, fantastic guys, they're going to get friggin' beat now. So look, to be perfectly honest, mate, if that's the case and they do get beat, I won't be disappointed in losing my tip for that week against that. So but yeah, all of us gone Arsenal. I think they're going to be too good against Cardiff. Moving on to the last two, we've got Watford versus Tottenham.
Oof.
Oh, this is an interesting one because Watford are flying high at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Spurs are just, and again, just another class.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that, Lockie.
Class above, so I'm going Spurs.
Too strong, yeah. I reckon it'll be Spurs 2-1. It'll be close. I reckon Watford can get a goal, but it'll be 2-1. I reckon they'll get away with the win.
Yeah, well, Chris will win this round tipping, I think, if he pulls this one out, Jags this one out, because he's tipped the draw.
Oof.
Against the two. So, mate, if you tip that, unbelievable. Good luck to you.
Put some money on it.
Yeah. Put a bet on that one, mate. It'd be paying well already.
$51.
Gamble responsibly.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored. Only sports bet. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Watford, Tottenham. Tottenham rock up like they did against Manchester United. Friggin' Watford won't stand a chance. It's one of those things. If they rock up with the same attitude they did against United, Watford will get punished more than United were. So I'm going Spurs for sure. I think they'll pump them by at least 3 as well. And speaking of United, we'll move into the final game of the round: Burnley versus United. Benny,
come to me last on this because I'm undecided at the moment.
Undecided, Lockie.
Look, I reckon, whatever has happened in the last few Man United, I reckon they'll still do Burnley. Yeah, they're away to definitely. They will. They'll get away with it it'll be scrappy. I reckon.
Yeah,
it'll be scrappy.
Chris has gone United as well. It's hard. I'm with Benny. I'm a little bit undecided what's going to happen here.
It's one of those upsets that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I think I'm going to tip United, just for the fact that I still want Mourinho to stay as their coach because I love his press conferences and I love the fact I love the fact that he's a real coach and he's the only he blames everyone but himself, which is fantastic because obviously you watch some of the coaches and they come in and we didn't play too well and obviously at the end of the day it's me who picks the side and la-di-da and all this shit. No, not Mourinho. Straight out with it. No, they played
totally
wank.
How it is.
That's it. They played absolute wank. Friggin' they should be ashamed of themselves.
It'll be scrappy. It'll be a scrappy win if they do. I reckon. I'm calling it. They could. They'll get up 1-0 like they usually do, and then possibly draw it.
Possibly draw it. Yeah, Fergie time's turned into equalising time. For clubs. Clubs now have the right for the last 10 minutes to friggin' equalise if they're only 1-0 down. So, I don't think it's going to be that close. I think it'll be 2-0 United, but I do think they'll friggin' probably get their goals early and then just sit back and defend. But yeah, obviously, that's the tips for this week.
No, it's not. I haven't given mine yet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, forgot about you. I'm so used to you taking yours first. But anyway.
Taking them first. Look, I'm going to go with United, but I'm going to go out on a as well.
Oh.
They lose this game.
Oh, no. Don't you dare.
They lose this game, Mourinho will get the ass.
Oh, you reckon?
I think it's a little bit too early. I think they'll give him a few more time. Like, what have we got?
At least till December.
No, I reckon they're going to pull a red nap on him, mate.
Look, it's going to be interesting, obviously, because they've got Watford next week.
I've just got this really funny feeling.
It's definitely gonna be a turning point. Put it that way.
I think if he picks up anything other than 3 points, it will well and truly be considered.
Curtains closed.
But I don't think he will get the chop.
It will start to have a say on if he does in the next few weeks or so. I reckon he's got to get 3 points.
I'll fire it back at you then, Ben. Obviously, if you think he's going to get the arse if they get beat here, who's going to take the job?
Well, that's another thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing.
And I'm not talking about a caretaking role.
Yeah.
No. I know.
Especially
that's generally the question I ask you when you fire the gun at me.
Yeah. Because to be perfectly fair, there's not a lot out there. There's not much out there at the moment.
Off the top of my head, I couldn't name anyone off the top of my head going bang straight in. There's no one off the so that's another reason why I don't think. That's why I don't think you'll get the axe straight away because they'll get it all ready to go and then they'll go bang straight in. As soon as they've got someone.
And that's where I was speaking to a mate of mine who is a United fan, and that obviously is, you won't get the arse, I'm like, no, I don't think he will because there's no one that can replace him.
Yeah.
And United's
but as soon as someone comes available,
that's why I figured they'll leave him to the end of the season, unless it gets well and truly out of hand. If they were to lose, say, the next 3 games, he'll get the arse. But at this point in time, there's no one that can take over, and they're not a club that friggin' just automatically.
There's nobody who can take over, but
Benny Stokes is going to take over.
Benny Stokes.
No, I'm not taking over the Neanderthals, mate. There is somebody I would earmark for it who is currently managing in a league. Who would have the experience to be able to pull it off, but I'm going to keep that one to myself.
Yeah, don't come out and say it just in case it happens.
At this rate, Usain Bolt. He seems
no, mate. No, it won't be Bolt. Somebody with proven experience in the English game, mate.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. There's plenty out there. Maybe United's in talks with. Maybe Stoker in talks with friggin' United.
Don't even make that as a joke.
It could all happen.
Gary Rowett to the rescue.
No, Rowett can't. He doesn't have his have his pro license. He can't manage in the Premier League.
Correct. Thank Christ for that. Hopefully, they're not going too well down the Championship anyway. So yeah, look.
Well, they won't be going well in League One.
Ooh, ouch. So look, as I said, guys, I think we'll wrap it up there. I think we're at about an hour and 10 at the moment. So look, thanks a lot, guys, for obviously joining me on the episode.
Thanks for having us. Yeah,
not a problem.
It's been a pleasure to have you, Lockie, as always. It's
thanks for having me.
Always keen. As we were actually saying the other week. Congratulations, mate. Now that I've actually got you here, congratulations on getting the gig, obviously, as your stretcher bearer, jet stretcher bearer for the new season ahead.
Yeah, well, I was only reserved last year, so someone couldn't make it. One of the proper ones, like the week in week out ones, regulars couldn't do it. So I got the gig.
Got the gig, mate.
So yeah, I'll hopefully get some footage for you. There'll be times, because there will be where I'll be able to get some tunnel shots, hopefully, because I'll be able to sneak in. Yeah, there'll be a chance I'll be able to sneak in. Yeah, I'll be down the away side, unfortunately.
He's open. Oh, Jesus, what the hell was that? He's open the lumps of friggin' Fornaroli and friggin' boogs and shit like that don't come a cropper, mate. And you have to lift their fat asses off the friggin' pitch, mate. Because you'd be.
I actually nearly had to do Nigel, and he goes, "Nah, don't worry about it, boys," because he's a big boy.
Oh, you freaking almost lost you there. I reckon we'll call it before we lose Lockie, I think. Maybe.
Hang on.
Boy.
Wow, that was terrible. Right, so thanks again, mate. We'll have you on again very shortly, mate. So Cheers, Lachlan.
Thanks, That's it.
We'll try that one more time. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming, Lock. Cheers, mate.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Ben, mate, as always, thank you for rocking up and making yourself readily available every week.
Not a problem, mate. Happy to do it.
No worries, guys. We'll just leave with one last little topic. Again, guys, if you haven't seen the episode from last week with Laurie McKenna, I cannot stress enough to go and check it out. It was an unbelievable experience for myself on a whole. As Benny and Lockie have both seen it, I believe it was 10 out of 10 on Laurie's behalf. Can't thank him enough for obviously giving up his time. I know it's precious. He doesn't mind giving up his time for obviously the local guys in the community and obviously all the Jets fans out there. So,
Yep.
Yeah, thanks again, mate. And obviously, hopefully I'll be able to catch up mid-season or at the end of the season to do another one. I was going to keep this a secret, but next Friday myself and Chris from SportsCastle are getting along to Jets HQ to interview Joel Griffiths, the king of Newcastle. He's either going to be in a really, really good mood or a really shit one, depending on how Lambton go. So that's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. So yeah, look, if you guys have got any questions whatsoever for him in regards to obviously his current role with the Jets, stuff that you'd like to know obviously from his playing career, 08 season, his time in Switzerland, or whatever, throw it in the comments section down below and I will endeavour to get those answered for you. But yeah, other than that, I will speak to you guys next week. Thank you for listening. Please leave a like down the bottom. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you guys will get the notifications every week. And yeah, till next time, we hate Coast Scum. See you guys.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light